other departments works against us. How do I turn this around as a leader? Love this question. That's happening quite a bit in organization in general, but specifically when you work with innovation. Um, so what can you do and how to change that? I think first maybe to say it's not about them and us, which I hear a lot. So in the end, it's one organization. The organization has a purpose and a goal to fulfill. If you work in a retail organization, then you fulfill the service towards the retail customers and sell them specific goods, whatever you do, or services. So it's always to highlight it's not about them and us, though that is sometimes helpful. I understand that. And then, of course, understanding and maybe digging a little bit deeper of what is the reason that they work against you? Why do you feel this? Are they different? Do they have different incentives, which is quite often the case? When you work with finance, they're supposed to get the finance in check and try to save as much as possible operational costs. Do they have the right incentives when it comes to innovation? Yes or no? Understanding that is key for you, because if they have the same incentives like you have, then you can play with them and work with them in a completely different way than if you don't. Maybe as well another topic on that is, do they want to protect their power and their authority around a specific topic? An example is I was working with the marketing department. The marketing was very, very important from a perspective that they want to secure the way of working, they secure the tone of voice you're speaking to the customers. So if you understand, if they just want to protect this piece so that in the end we have a common way of communicating, in this case with the customers, then it's easy to understand why they are maybe pushing against what you're doing. Then it's more about how do you engage them, that you can work together with them, in this case find the right tone of voice, or explain why you don't want to use that tone of voice. There must be a reason for them to understand that as well. And maybe, I mean, what I've seen as well, especially in COVID times where we're still in, maybe people are stressed and that they just want to get bothered with different topics. When you work with innovation, you're basically taking a lot of actions inside the organization. You push the boundaries in all directions, and people get frustrated with that because they just want to get their things done. And maybe it's just because of that. All of that, of course, requires you to find out, you to have conversations and try to feel what's going on. And then for me, a very important topic to that one as well is not playing the game. So if you just play the same game in pushing them back and pushing them wherever you can, then it's basically not helping the whole situation. It's more about giving as much as you can without the expectation that they give something back. Over time, they will learn that you are in it for the long run, that you're in it for the good and positive thing for the company, and they will accept that. And if not, then it's also fine. But it's really about, for me, use the power of positivity and give as much as you can as specifically as an innovation department, because you're dependent on the totality of the organization as well to be successful. And of course, go into conversations, invite for feedback, ask them what's going on, ask them what they think about things. Yes, sometimes that takes longer if you involve different parts of the organization and getting their feedback, but on the long term, them being listened to, them being involved, them feeling be part of exciting topics, which hopefully you do with innovation, will help you to be successful, and then hopefully that will help you to get better in that. And one interesting part I always do is asking them what they're doing, so that you switch towards learning from what they're doing, and maybe then you can adjust your way of thinking differently that they understand of what you're doing.